Hello, everybody. I am back. I am here today, and I left my water bottle in the other room, but that's okay. I'll go grab it in a second. I hope everyone's doing well today. I am back, and I'm going to be streaming for about 2 hours today. Uh, and the focus is I made a Discord. Um, made a Discord. This Discord will be for programmers of all um, ranks, all likes, all creeds. It can be for anybody that wants to learn to program or already knows how to program, and just a place for us to all collaborate and hang out offline. Um, Also, this stream we will be publishing the task tracker application to GitHub, so you guys can access it at home. And I had some requests in the last stream, which was actually the best stream I had so far. Thank you to you guys that stopped into that. It was really awesome. I had a lot of participation, which was really incredible. Um, Anywho, we'll be posting the Task Tracker app to GitHub because we did sort of finish it. We got to a place where it's working and able to run and perform all its functions appropriately. But we need to create like a README and some other things like that. So that is the task for today. Um, let's go ahead and uh, jump into the Discord link. So I have a Discord now. Let me go to my YouTube here. My YouTube. Let me go check out. Um, the community tab. All right. All right. All right. So we have someone in here. Hello to you. I appreciate you joining. Um, Gonna be working on the task tracker app again today, and hopefully publishing. Actually, not hopefully, we will be publishing that to GitHub for people to access. And then we have I went ahead and created a Discord for those that are interested last stream, and we can all collaborate and join that together. And I'm just kind of drafting up a message here with Mr. Jibida to post uh, for the Discord link announcement. Okay, let's go ahead and make a community announcement here. Drag this over. You can see my subs. All right, let's go ahead and paste this in here. Join the Discord. I've launched Programmers by Michael Deming on Discord. It's a place for us to learn, share, and connect. Hop in for study sessions, project help, and resources like the task tracker we put together. Join here. Okay, let's go ahead and put in my Discord link for the invite people, copy, paste. All right, and we'll post that. Sounds good. Okay. Cool. So I had just posted the Discord to the community page on my channel. So if you're interested in joining that to collaborate offline, just get more question help, um, have other people collaborate besides myself, um, feel free to join that and we can all be friends. So next is we have the Task Tracker app and we need to um, figure out like a README and like a licensing kind of thing. So I'm gonna ask Mr. Jupiter what uh, what are like the standard practices. Hello, chicken enthusiasts. Good to see you again. Welcome back. What are standard practices for read me .md and license. License I can never spell, is it? Here's an overview. Okay, so Mr. Gypped here. I spelled license brutally wrong. Okay, here's the overview of the standard practice of creating a README and license. README provides an overview of your project, including what it does, how to use it, and other essential details. Here's common structure: project title, clear name at top, description, explain project does, table of contents, installation step by step on how to install, usage, features, contributing, link to the license file, contact information, acknowledgements. Okay. The license file specifies the legal permissions and restrictions for your code. Choosing a license, use a license that fits your goals. Common licenses are MIT license, Apache license, plain text. Okay. Well, I'll worry about that a little bit later. As we get more people rolling in here, maybe they can assist on putting together a publication and push to GitHub for that. But let's go ahead and let me open up my Finder. I want to search task tracker. No, I want to search up my. Alright, let's go ahead and open up the task list. So I did actually think of some members in there that I wanted to add to this today. So we're back in our task tracker here. We got a new release here. What is the point of even like programming anymore? It just does it all for you. You just prompt it and just puts it in. You make sure it's right. Is that what it's going to become now? Is being able to just check, be a glorified checker? Okay. Let's go ahead and we don't have any tasks in here, but I wanted to create an option for the user to be able to filter the tasks. So let's see if people have joined the Discord here. Okay, never mind. Hey, Vanish, or sorry, Bench, not Vanish. What am I saying? Vance. Help me pronounce your name, my friend. Vansh Patel. Is it Vanch? Okay. Sorry, I'll stop butchering it if I'm wrong. I'd appreciate it if you could let me know so I could refer to you. Anyways, we want to filter tasks, right? So, how do we want to implement this? Let's go ahead and we have add task, run task, right? Main menu. Vanish. Vanish, little code name. Alright, I got you, man. Vanish Patel. It's a cool name. Alright, so I'm trying to think. I'm warming up here. Let's go ahead and try to implement a filter status. So this is my run system, right? We put the load tasks file in there last time, and we added the clear tasks. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna add def filter tasks, right? So in this, we want to filter the task list based, or this is not the function is to gather input, but like, so we'll say filter, whatever, I'll just say it's fine. Filter the task list based on the user's preferences. Hopefully I spelled that right. All right, how you guys doing today? You guys doing all right? Hopefully everybody's doing good and feeling good. So filter the task based on the user's preferences or preference. So let's first, what do we want to say? So we want to run a loop here. So while true, we want to run a loop initially, and we want to gain input, user input, right? Just like before. I probably could make this input into some sort of function. How about you? Doing good. Work today was long and hard. I was doing stuff, building in the lab, making the products. So just a lot of documents, a lot of paperwork also. So anyways, but I'm glad to be relaxing and chilling out here with you guys. So thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. Makes this a lot more fun. So we gather user input during this while loop. We want to just get input. I'm brain's slow right now. I gotta warm up. Input. We want to say how would you like to sort or filter tasks? Let's just make this a header actually. I like that better. Filter task list. Is it tasks list? I think we had this discussion last time. Anybody know if I'm native English, but I guess I just can't speak. And is it tasks list or task list? Is task plural in its own? Task list. Tasks list. Okay, filter task list. Right. And then we want to keep this open and we will say new line, or wait, open this with a quote, new line 1 tasks, in my opinion. Okay, tasks list. Okay. Hello, Darshan. Welcome. Appreciate you joining again. It's good to see you. How was your day today? Hopefully it was good and all is well. All right, so 1, we want to by prior. Do I want to do it like this, or I'm indecisive of how I want to go about this approach. Maybe you guys have some opinions, but do I want to have like a menu system to filter within like its own individual menu, or should I within the run system here where I display tasks, I have display tasks coming from my formatting here, right? Where is my code? There it is. So this just displays it basically, like a basic display. Sort tasks just sorts it based on the days to complete. So let's give sort tasks an attribute called like key, right? And by default, this is set to days to complete. It doesn't like that. Would it be task? No, it doesn't like that either. So we want to give the user the ability to override the sort tasks default attribute of just sorting based on days to complete. Trying to think through this. So let's just, yeah, I want to make it key is equal to, and we'll make it quote days I think it has to be a string, right? Okay, right, that's the default key. So if key is equal to, I feel like I don't have to do this though, right? Oh yes, I forgot to mention it for the people that didn't join from the very beginning. I have made a Discord by request for you guys. I posted it to my community tab on my channel for an announcement, so go check that out and join. Um, and we can chat offline and show off each other's work and get more in-depth conversation on there. So I have key here, right? But key is just an attribute or a parameter, right, that I've given to sort class. And by default, it's given days to complete. So if not key, right, do this, right? So if key is not provided, do the following. Right? elif key. How do you, anybody know how to, like, if I want key to be either, do I need to put a list of things here? Like the list of attributes that key could be? Or just say, anybody know? Let's look like, let me ask, like, setting a key for a function. Setting a key for a function can trigger multiple things depending on the context. Dictionary key. No, I don't want to. Mapping key to trigger function. You can just take in user input for that and manually assign. Okay, so Vanish says we can take the user input for that and manually assign. Okay, so we can take, like how you do, you want to sort. Oh, so we could take user input here and do that. And make the user input the key, right? And by default, key has this value. So elif key, you can keep it like that and then pass something else later. Okay, so elif key is equal to priority. Right? If the key is priority, we want to sort by a priority. We have a few options here. We can either sort we're going to make priority 1, right? And we'll do class dot tasks equals sorted class dot no tasks. I could just copy this, but I want to get familiar with the tasks key is equal to lambda and then I'll just copy this part. So task is the task we want to access, and then we want to sort based on task.priority 1. No, I don't think it would be int. So now this is the question, is this indexing priority or is this sorting based on priority that has a value of int 1? Because when I assign priority or set priority here, right, let me open this up. I set priority to an integer value. So does this mean task.priority has a value of 1? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Or is this should be equal to 1, like that. Anybody have any thoughts they'd like to chime in? So I'm trying to, if there's no key defined, well, obviously, by default, well, do I even need if not key, right? If not key, it's going to do this anyways. But yeah, I guess I do need to specify because I don't want it to do this every single time. I want it to skip over this if there's no key. And I guess by giving a default value here, no, I guess we need to give a default value of blank, right? So am I confused? Am I making this harder than it should be? Right? If the key is a blank string, hmm. But Darshan, wouldn't it be by default already set to days to complete? So if so I want the user to be able to just call the class method sort tasks, which will sort the task list, but um, by default it will run this program here. If no key is given, I want key to be an optional uh, parameter here or attribute, you know. So say um, function attribute set by default. In Python, you can set default values and functions. Okay, so key. If you do not key, it'll only work with empty strings. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking it. Yeah, it will have to check the value of key first, but because it's by default that string, it will automatically run the first element unless you pass something else specifically. Okay, got you. So by default, it's set to days to complete. So if key is equal to days to complete, right? Then run this. So by default, if sort tasks is given and key doesn't have to be given here because because it doesn't need to be filled in. We're filling it in by default, okay? But if we override key with this priority 1 value, we're going to sort task via priority 1. Now, does this work is our next question. If you don't want to make that if statement, you can remove it to the end without 1 and change it to elif to if. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. So you can change. I can make this if priority one equals, and then I could just make um, it the else statement, right? Else just do the following because that's the default parameter. Is that what you mean, Vansh? All right. I'll wait for your response here. So we want to find out if this is accessing. No, so we don't want to sort only the priority tasks. We want to. I think I'm going about this the wrong way, guys. So I don't want to actually. What am I doing here? I'm not. I'm sorting the priority one tasks, but they're already sorted. I want to display the priority one tasks if given the priority one tasks in display tasks, right? So I think I'm actually in the wrong function here. Let's back it up. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I should write things down beforehand for sure. Um, so I don't want to sort in. I don't want to sort. I want to use the display tasks, right? And I want to give. I didn't remove this key. Move this here, like so, right? So in display tasks, key is equal to um, default, or let's just make it an empty string, right? So then if task.class, shoot, if this, we want to say if key is equal to a blank string, right? We want to do the following, this right here, right? Our initial thing. Okay, now elif key is equal to um, priority underscore one, we want to do the following. So for index and task in enumerate class dot tasks, which will enumerate the class task list. Um, dot priority equal to one. That doesn't work. For the task, so we'll have to use another if statement. If task dot priority let's just make a priority underscore 1, itsy underscore 1. Let's make an empty list here to store things in right? If task.priority is equal to 1, then we want to we want to pop that task and save it as, I don't want to delete the task. I want to just delete it from my I don't want to remove it from my overarching tasks list. I want to just pop it. Does pop take it and make a copy, and I can save that copy in a new task copy, right? And then task or priority 1 append task copy. Would that work? So let me look up .pop. I can't remember if pop, the pop method in Python you use to remove and return an element from a list, dictionary, or stack. Here's how it works. Using pop with list. When called pop removes the last item by default, but also can remove a specific item at index. No, I think it might be easier to index through the list, find out what point the index, the priority value changes, at what index it changes, go and then take a slice of that list, of that portion, and then return that list. I think that'll be way more effective. So let's try that. So we want to iterate through the task list and find the index where priority changes 1 to 2, from 1 to 2. Knowing that, find what changes from 1 to 2, take a slice of the list up to that index value and return the copied slice, right? So let's do that. So we want to for index task, we want to enumerate through the list and gather the task if task.priority is equal to because will this iterate, does the for loop work from the last portion of the list? No, so we'll go from the start forward because we want to go up. So if so for index, task index, right? If from 0 on, right? We want to go from the start forward. We don't want to go from the back. So if we want to enumerate forward until if index is equal to 1, or index if task dot priority is equal to 1, we want to pass. We want to do nothing. Elif elif task dot priority is equal to 2, we want to save priority change index is equal to task is equal to index, right? And then we want to so for every task and its index in our task class, you enumerate starting from position 0 going forward, right? If task.priority is equal to 1, do nothing. Pass, go to the next task. Elif task.priority elif task.priority is equal to 2, we save the index value. Hey Apple Peel. Right now I am working on the task tracker, but I'm trying to set a filter for the user to be able to filter and display only certain priority tasks during the display portion method here. So I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly, but if the task priority is 1, we want to move on. And then if the priority is 2, we're going to save the index of that task. What is going on with my mouse? There's a hair in my sensor. Sorry, there's just a hair in my mouse. It's thrown off my cursor. Okay, so we save the index of that task, and then we So we're going to move this guy out front here. Remove him there. So we'll print that there, and then we will print this guy here. elif priority 2 will print no, I don't want to do that. I want to say, so we have the index value of where the priority changes to 2. We want to create a task list copy is equal to task list copy is equal to, sorry, I'm trying to think this through, I'm struggling. The copy is equal to class.tasks from 0, right, 0 through the priority change index up to the 0 priority change index. And so then we are going to, we don't want to have this in the for loop though, I don't think. Maybe we, if it, so if we now we save the copy of the task list with this slice up to this index, and then we for index task or I guess we should stay, we could do this inside here and then just say for, well, we'll save it, right? And then say for task in task list copy for we'll say the index and the task in enumerate the task list copy and then we'll just do this guy here, right? Is anyone following along here at all? I'm not sure if this is going, so what I'm essentially doing is saying so for every task in the list, while we're also gathering the index, if the task priority is equal to 1, well, we're just going to pass over that task and then keep moving through. Let's see, does when iterating through a for loop, does it start from index 0 or -1? When iterating through a for loop, Python, it starts by index 0 by default, not -1. Okay, so I don't need to indicate that I want to start from the beginning here. I just want to do that. We will automatically start from the beginning of the list in Python. So if the task priority is equal to 1, we're going to pass over it and move on. elif the task priority is equal to 2. Oh, we got one, right? We're going to save that index. We're going to take a copy of that task list from that current index up to that current index, and we're going to do the same enumerate through and print with this heading up here for current tasks, right? I think that this should work. So now if I say, I'm just unsure about if I should have this part in the for loop. I don't think I should. Should do that. So I want it to, though, not continue iterating through. Can I stop the iteration? Or maybe I'm making this way more harder than it could. Could I just say for index task and enumerate dot tasks, class dot tasks? Can I say dot priority is 1? I don't know. Any of you guys know? Apple Pal, or Peel, sorry. Vansh, Patel, Darshan, are you there? I'm not sure if I can just indicate that I only want to iterate through if this task priority 1, or if I have to find out individually by using an if statement here. Now, okay, so let's just try out what we have so far. Let's just see if this works, though. Right. So if I go to main.py, and I set display tasks, I put here just temporarily key equals priority underscore 1, and then let's go ahead and run the program and add some tasks. 1, so add task, clean room. How many days? What's it? This is 1 day, right? Add task, mow the lawn. How many days? This is 2 days. That's still priority 1. Add the new task. Let's say do homework. How many days complete? 3. Okay, then let's say let me add one more task and make it a bad part. So let's say final project. How many days complete? 100. And so if we view the task now, okay, we get an error here. Cannot access local variable task where it's not associated with the value. Okay, so that does not work. I meant to do that. Okay, now let me. Unfortunately, that did not save. I should have saved that first. That's annoying. So let me go ahead and add new task. Clean room 1, mow lawn 2, homework, home walker 3. Let's add one more. Final garage 100. Okay, now if we view, we should not see final project displayed. Okay, so unbound local error. Cannot access local variable priority change index where it's not associated with the value. Okay. So back to here. It does not like that I have priority change index here. So it's not, this line is not, I have this set up properly, but this is not working here. So if the priority change index is equal, unbound local error. Let me look that up. Unbound local error. In Python occurs when you try to reference a local variable before it has an assigned a value. Okay, so by having it outside here, I think it's not being initialized. So if I were to um, you have to initialize it before the if statement. Okay, yeah. If you do it inside the if statement, I believe it only has a scope of being inside that statement. So yeah, so I don't want to move it to the inside the if statement then. I need to I don't know what to do here. Before the for loop would be the proper spot as you access it inside the for loop. If you do, oh, you delete that. Huh. So before the for loop, up here, or hmm. Oh, I need to add or task dot priority is equal to 3. So, because you might not have a task with the 2 priority in your list, so we have to add that or condition. Like initialize it before as task list copy equals 0. Oh, I got you. Is equal to none. I would probably have to say none here, right? And then it gets overridden with a value. Hey Fuad, good to see you again. Thanks for joining. Currently trying to work out a filtration of the task display method here um, by displaying task in priority 1. I meant priority change index, my bad. Okay, yeah, I was wondering. So I have to initialize this variable before I can set it to a value here. No, I was gonna put it on Git right after this with you guys. I was gonna do it with y'all when you guys kind of rolled in here. Um, so why doesn't it set the value here though? Oh, because it only sets it in this instance or only inside this loop. So I have to set priority change index equal to 0 here beforehand. Yes, or so only be accessible inside that or elif statement. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, perfect. I got you. So if I create a variable underneath or inside this elif statement, I can only use that variable again in that statement because it's only accessible when that condition is met. So by setting in this case, global variable, right? By setting it globally and then overriding it locally within this loop elif statement, will it maintain that value again? You will have to add the word global. Okay, so this is where that comes in. I was wondering when these come into play. Oh, do I have to set this just right here next to it? How do you set a global variable? I've never done this before. Like legit, I've never done global. We talked about it in that course briefly, but they never had you practice it. Global would be the entire files, but it's not recommended in my opinion. So what should we do in this case? So let me look up just try it without the global and see if it works. Okay, so let's see if the priority change index will be overridden by this value inside the for loop, and then we can print it. So let's try it. I don't think I saved again. Oh, okay, I need to save those tasks next time. Okay, so I'll do that. So let's go ahead and run a task here. run, add new task, code 1, clean 2, and then task mow the lawn 3, add new task, final project 100 days from now. Okay, let's exit the program, clear, let's run, and then let's hear. So now we can view. Perfect. Right? Final project is not included. Okay, great. So that did it. Yo, what's up, Jake B? How you doing, man? Good to see you again. Appreciate it. For those that joined, I made the Discord. Please go to the community tab on my channel and join. That way we can collaborate and talk both off stream and get help, you know, around the clock if you like. But so that successfully filtered the last one out, or the final project party 3. So what we did here, for those that just joined, was that we set a key value on display tasks method, right? So when we go to display the task to the user, by default there is just a blank key value. If no key is provided, right, we just go ahead and print normally our normal all the tasks. But if we give a priority 1 key, we iterate through the task list while collecting the index value of each task, or each place in the list. We scan if that priority of that task, the attribute that it has, is equal to 1, which is a ranking of 1, meaning that it's due in 1, 2, or 3 days. If it is, then we'll just pass over it. We'll move on, because I looked this up. The for loop iterates from the index 0 forward. So I actually had, initially I had it like this, 0 onward, to do like a slice forward, but this would just be repetitive and not needed because it already does it automatically with the for loop. If I wanted to start from the back though, I would have to go like -1 to forward, right? That would go through, I believe. Or would you have to go blank -1 like that? Because I will need to go from the back of the list rather than iterating all the way forward. It'll be faster to go from the back when trying to access the priority rank 3 condition, right? Got my plaid pants on today. Feeling good. Okay. I appreciate you guys' help in this. We were able to successfully print this task accordingly. So now we need to say we need to iterate through if the key is equal to 0, right? Or is equal to 2. Now, if the key is equal to priority underscore 2, right, we're going to, so I don't think that there's any, because we're just dealing with odd numbers here, I mean, the only way I could maybe do it faster is to check. No, there is no. Is there a way to do it faster, like skip some without checking? There's no way. You have to check either from the start or the end. You know, that priority on either end. Or if you just go directly down the middle and check left, check right. If that isn't, go +1, check left, check right. So the middle condition might be difficult. You guys following what I'm saying about how to actually access, at what point do we want to access the list? quick question: does the list auto sort the tasks based on priority? So it auto sorts the tasks based on not priority. I had it initially setting based on priority, but I found that tasks that were due quicker than the others, because the priority is a range. It's it's the due date value of 1 to 3 days. So if I have something due between now and 3 days from now, they have a priority rating of 1. So now when I was sorting based on priority, um, those tasks themselves inside of the priority 1 now try to make sense. If I um, Even though that this task might have 3 days and this task might have 1 day due, if I entered the 3 days one first and the 1 day one in second, well, the 3 day one would still be printed first. That would be telling the user to do the 3 days due one because it had a priority rating of 1 still. And the one that had a priority rating of 1 with a due date of 1 as well. Sorry, I'm getting all convoluted here. Stay with me. The one that had a due date of 1 and a same priority of 1 was coming next. So I decided to instead sort based on the due date rather than priority, because every task would have a unique due date unless they were due on the same day, obviously. Which at that point I'm not going to get that into detail about assigning what to do that day, but. I think that so yeah. So the sort task method comes from right here. So I just sort um, tasks using the sorted method here. I'm not sure why it formatted like this. Go back to how you were, please. Yeah. So it sorts based on the class, and then takes the tasks list, sorts it with an arbitrary one-time use function here based on the criteria of task days to complete, um, rather than priority here. So that should answer your question. Does anybody have an approach that would be preferred, do you think? When we're wanting to sort and display only the priority rated 2 tasks, now why would the user want to sort this? That's just up to them, but we want to make it an option, right? If the user wants to sort and display, not sort, sorry, just display the priority rated 2 tasks, would we want to start from the beginning, find a priority rated 2, continue forward until we find a 3, and take that slice in between? Or start from the end and move forward? Would it really matter? Would you be more likely to have less items that have a priority rating of 3 or a latter due date? Statistically, you'd probably have more things that are due sooner, right? Just by the user would prioritize their number one thing, so they would put things in, but unless they just put in everything that was due in like the next 6 months, which that just depends on user case. So I'm just kind of brainstorming from the user's perspective, um, how they could go about breaking this so I can, or make it also keep speed involved. You guys have any preference? 0 to 2 would be better on time constraints. 0 to 2 would be better on time constraints. So you mean like from index, or from, what do you mean 0 to 2? You mean from priority 1 to 2? -1 to 2 would take time if the list increases. So if I were to start from the beginning and go to the priority rating 2, oh, index. No, yeah, so I'm not talking about index, I'm talking about the priority rating, and then I'm wanting to just save that index value to then slice that list like I did here. But I'm trying to decide, would the user have more likely to have more tasks in the priority rating 1 or the priority rating 3, would I want to come out from the back of the list or the front of the list? Or would it not really matter because the computer works so fast that they're not going to have that many tasks in there in general, so it might not even matter really. But I think the general principle is that we want to follow the. But what do you guys think? Let's just try something here then. So if priority rating is 2, we want to starting priority change index start, right, is equal to 0, and then priority change index finish is equal to 0 as well, okay? And then we want to go ahead and say for index and task in enumerate the class task list. We want to start from the beginning. Oh, I'm going to delete this guy. We don't want to have that. That was just from the discussion we had. So if we want to, let me go see if you guys have joined the Discord here while I got a second. Cool. We got 6 people, 5 people in here besides myself. Awesome. Thanks you guys for joining. Now we can talk, and by the end of this I will push this to GitHub for you guys. I don't have a like README and stuff. I'll have to make one and push it and stuff, but I'll push this prematurely so you guys can work with it. I was gonna have Jippity write me I was getting lazy at work. I was like, oh, but I wanted to look into it more. So we'll iterate through. I'm getting distracted here, guys. So if task dot priority is equal to 1, we'll just pass like we have been. Elif task priority is equal to 2, we want to save priority change index start is equal to the index value at this point for this task, right? And then elif, we'll just select this, copy this down. Elif task priority is equal to 3. We want to set this to finish, right? Yeah, so you're right. The first if condition is not needed. So I just kind of put that there to directly specify. So if, so we don't need that one. Thank you for reminding me on that one. I just like to put it in there sometimes just to see that I'm actually accounting for it, but after all, you don't need it. So we'll save those index values. Now, if you get, so let's say you're iterating through the list, it goes, okay, we see priority 1, we see priority 1, we see priority 1. Oh, we found a priority 2, let's save that to index start, right? Priority change index start. Okay, now do we move on to this condition and keep looping through? I believe so, right? We're still within the for loop, so we keep looping through and find a 3 and save that value there. Hey, Copter. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you coming in. We made a little bit of progress here on displaying tasks and filtering them. Also made a Discord for everybody to collaborate and join, so we can have some discussion offline. It's in the community tab on my channel, so go check that out for a post. All right, so we have these indexes now. Did you by any chance create dict? What do you mean? Like a dictionary in here, or a dict? What do you mean? The start. Well, oh, a dictionary. You mean for housing all these? No, I didn't. I I just have them set to just attributes here. Hello, Marco. Appreciate you joining, man. No, I'm just doing a task tracker app, uh, uh, creating some just yeah, task tracker app. I'm not really, not really have much to say. It ranks task trackers based on priority, and due dates and stuff like that. So um, we are currently working through some problems though. The start will keep changing its value as you find more and more priority two, which might cause a problem. Okay, yeah, so you're right. If if we it's going to continue searching for twos and saving that to index, right? So do we need to say something here like uh, pass so you stop at that point? Like once you save one value, no, because we're gonna get no, because it well it. I'm stuttering like crazy, but will it continue looping through after it saves this value here? Like, I think I get what you're saying. Is it gonna override this with the next priority rated two, or is it just gonna? It's I don't know. How would you account for that? Um, so let's just try to think here. It will overwrite. Yeah. So how can we tell the for loop to stop searching once a the first uh, two priority rating is found? How can we ask? How can we? So, I mean, you can't break out of a for loop, right? It doesn't work like that, does it? Oh, I guess it does. Exit is used. It's not break. Let's ask Jibbity when to uh, exit in Python. Python. In Python, you exit. No, not exit. Exit for loop. Come on. To exit a for loop, you can use the break statement. This will stop the loop immediately and move on to the next part of the code. Okay, so break. I usually only use break when I'm in while loops. So I rarely use it for loops, so I can remember that you can use break there. if you do use break, so I will have to say, oh, if you use, okay, now this is getting tough. So if I use break, it will break out of the for loop completely. Hmm. So do I need to iterate through twice then and find both statements? Do I have to break here and then repeat this statement here and make this another if statement? Like so, right? And then break this loop too. That just does not seem very efficient to have to loop through twice. Is there any way we can just save that value and move on without overwriting if multiple twos? Copter, oh, Copter. So we are doing in the display tasks method, we gave a key and we're just before we were just doing this simple portion. So what I added was if the key is overridden to priority one, we're only displaying the priority one tasks. So we're trying to iterate through the list and manipulate the list in various ways here. Append to a dictionary and move on. Oh, yeah, you're right. So just append to. Right, so we'll make this. You can have another if statement before those two where you can see if priority change index start and finish are 0. If they are, that means you haven't found one, so continue. Oh, that is a really smart idea, Vansh. So, um, okay, but but I think ultimately need two loops. Either way, it won't affect your speed much, as they are both same runtime at worst case. Okay. You can have another if statement before those two where you can see a priority index changes. So if priority index does not equal 0, then I'm trying to work out how you would go about implementing that. So you can see if priority change index start and finish are equal to 0. And if they are, that means you haven't found one, so continue on. So where would we put that though? Um, Before those two. So before these two, if the these values, well, they're going to equal to 0 here, right? So it will move on. So it can't be right here. Oh, I'm getting what you say. So I would assign it. So I put it probably right here. So if priority rating change index start is equal to 0, then we would continue. Elif it's 2, you break, right? Yeah, exactly. Before the task dot priority is equal to 2. But in this case, would I even really need to do that anymore if I'm just doing 2 for loops here? Okay, so and it's kind of difficult relaying just words onto the implementing them here. So if you would priority change index, if you would do if priority change index finish does not equal 0, break would be the easiest. So when you found the value already. Sorry if I'm slow and I'm annoying you guys here. I'm trying to just wrap my head around this. So if priority change index does not equal 0, I want to break. Well, it is equal to 0, so it's going to move on. So this would not be where this goes. This would go Oh, I get your saying. So you say if these, right? Does not equal 0 and am I just dumb? I feel like I am not getting this, what you're saying. I feel like I am getting this, but I'm not knowing where. Except make the finish one inside the other for loop since it's the way you need it. Oh, okay. You're right. But why this will always not be true, right? Right? It will continue on because it's 0 up here, right? Oh no, so if for every task, so we're looping through for every task. If that task is equal to 0, we're gonna break. Um, elif task priority is equal to 2, we are going to um, set the index to the start value. And then that will go on to the next one, so we don't need this break here, right? So what this will do is it will loop through it'll start at index 0 and go, okay, is this task, does this have a prior, or is this index the start condition 0? Okay, it is. We're starting the list, so we're going to move on. Okay, so now we can check if this task has a priority rating of 2. If it does, we're going to save the index. Um, No, so we need to put, these both have to be true, right? So if, these both have to be if statements, not elif. So if it's 0, break. If it's 2, do that. Or if it's not 0, break, because that means we've already found it. If it's not, so then say, so then what we'll do is we'll say, we'll just copy this down. If priority start or finish is equal to 0, break 3. Now this will break out of the loop immediately. So we have to have 2 for loops. Right? So I don't think that there's actually any point of having this then if we have 2 for loops. Do you agree, Vansh? If we have 2 for loops, we don't need to indicate this override feature, right? We don't need to have this kind of switch to break out if we found one, because we can just find the first one and then break out from there, right? We can just break from here. So we don't even need this. So why would we want to use this then if we're going to have one for loop? So if the priority change index is already set, then we're going to pass that number. If the priority is 2, we're going to save that index. I think there's a way to do it though. You're on the right track, Vansh. I think it, it seems like there's a way to do it, like if you just word your ifs and statements and your break statement correctly. So for every index, we're going to enumerate through. If the priority change index does not equal 0, we're going to start does not equal 0, we're going to break out. But we don't want to break out because this will actually break us out of the loop completely. We want to just pass that value, right? We don't want to do anything with that value if this is already set. So we should say and task.priority is equal to 2 here, right? So if it's already set and the task priority is equal to 2, we're going to pass the value. If it's just priority 2 and this isn't set, right? Elif, if just task priority 2, we're going to set the index. I think we got it here. So if elif task.priority or task change or priority change index finish is not equal to 0 and task.priority is equal to 3, we want to pass elif task priority is just equal to 3. We want to set the priority index to here and break out of the for loop. right? So we set these to 0. We index into, or we iterate through the list. If the we haven't found a value between the priority change of 1 and 2, and um, we pass, as well as if the I feel like if and elif aren't matching well. This should be if here, right? No, this should be elif. Elif task priority is equal to 2. Priority change index is equal to index. And then you go to the next number. If now we've set that so it's not equal to 0 anymore, and it's task priority 2, so we're going to pass that number. Okay, we're going to keep passing. Okay, now we see that this is still set to 0, so we can move on to here, and we get task priority 3. I think this will work. Can anyone confirm? I mean, we can always try it, right? But can anyone confirm or deny if this will work? Let's go ahead and try it. How about? There's only one way to find out. So let's go ahead and run the program. Let's add in a couple more tasks into the 2. So go on run. Days to complete, 5 days to complete. Add a new task. Hang out with friends. Has a days complete 6. So this should just show me these 3, right? Okay, so now if I exit, let me exit here and then set the filter. So task.priority underscore 2, right? Priority 2 here. So now if I run and then view, we should only see 2 current tasks. So it's not working. Oh, well, we're not printing anything, right? That's why. So we're setting the indexes. We didn't get an error though. So we're setting the indexes. We need to take this code here, move it down to here, this here. So we make a copy from priority change start to priority change index finish, and then we enumerate through and we print those lists, right? So now if we run this again, oh my gosh, come on, there we go. So for exit, let's try that again. So now let's run one more time here. Run, view. No. Come on. Come on. So this has priority of 2. So we should be seeing these two tasks. Go on a run and hang out with friends. Right. Yes. View. No, it's not working. Okay, so Discord, here we go. Is it in the chat here? Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So priority index start tasks for index in range length of tasks. Okay. So for index in range of the length of task. So the length of the task list, and then you get the range. So 0 to, okay, so this is a way to just get the index without enumerating, is using the range of the length. Okay. I've seen people do this on like some LeetCode stuff. This is similar to enumeration, it's a little different. My own loop stuff is very useful. Yeah, so this is for just getting the index of a list of each value, right? If the priority change is equal to 0, if task index is equal to 2, priority index. If priority change index is equal to 0, if priority change, if. Okay, I get what you're saying. So you're wanting me to, instead of using ands, you want me to use ifs. So if priority, right, and if task priority is equal to 2, we want to pass. Okay. If elif let's go back to that visualizer. So you have for if pass elif let me go back to the chat here so I can see what you guys. Gina, get out of here. Ignore Gina, guys. All right. Press visualize execution. Okay. Oh, this is sick. Yo, what is this? This is so cool. This lets you like visualize Python code. This is insane. I've been just doing this in my head. Wow. Okay, so global frame. Thank you for this, Vansh. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we go in, we enumerate into the first, we get the first task index 0. If task index equals 2, it's 3, index 4, priority change index start. Okay, so that's where we get it. We loop through. So Vansh, why do you have this statement twice pretty much? If priority change index finish is equal to 0. Oh, you have if elif. Do you need this line necessarily? 13? So loops through. Remove the if statement. Okay, got you. I was wondering why that was there. Okay, so if we enumerate through, if the priority change is equal to 0, we want to move on to the next list because we haven't set it yet. If we want to iterate through, right? If oh gosh, I'm getting a little bit hazy here with all these if statements. It's all jumbling together here. Let me spread things out. So if priority change index is equal to 0, meaning that we haven't found a value yet, or an index value, and if the task priority is equal to 2, we want to keep passing. If we is not equal to 2, right? Instead of pass, you want to set the value of start so you don't check that again and again. Okay, so I feel like I need to start over here. Okay, so if we priority change index start equals 0, that means we haven't found a value yet. We want to move forward. If the priority of that index is equal to 2, we want to set the priority change index start to the index here, right? Elif priority change index finish is equal to 0, meaning that we haven't found a value yet. If task dot priority is equal to 3, we want to set the priority change index finish to equal index here, right? It's, as in you want to set the index, it will no longer qualify for the first statement where it checks for if 0. So if we set the index here, it will no longer pass this if statement and move on and won't do anything else to this portion here. It won't reset it. So elif, we'll move on, the priority finishes 0 still. Well, we're still going to enumerate through and check. If we get to a 3, we're going to set this, and then we want to break here. It's all right, Copter. Don't feel discouraged at all, man. Just try your best to just make out what you can. It might seem very daunting and challenging, but once you just get familiar with reading these things over and over again, I was completely lost when I was learning classes. I could not understand them. I could not figure out what an object was and how you could represent real world things in code. I was like, what? So yeah, but trust me, just keep reading through this. All we're doing here is, let me just break this down. So if when the user wants to display the tasks, they're going to use this method, right? Which is a class method because it acts on a value or an array of tasks that is associated inside of the class itself. It's not inside of the initialization of each task itself, but it's shared between each task. Each task is loaded into here, right? So because each instance shares it, it's a class method. And when we want to display tasks, I gave it this key parameter, right? And by default, it's set to a blank string. So if this just means that the user does not have to give a key parameter. If I were to just put key here, right? The user has to put in an argument for keys filler place in order for this function to work. But by giving this a default value of blank, of a blank string, it can run just if the user either forgets or just wants to use the default method. And by default, right, this print is just formatting. So by default is what happens right here. So if key is equal to the default, uh, string, or in this case, a blank string, then we're going to go ahead and do the following, which is just print the data as it was before. So these are the tasks in order. But if the user specifies an overridden value for key of priority 1, right? This is like inside knowledge they will have to know by reading the document, that priority 1 is a key that they can put in a filler, data value that they can put in right here, right? And I just use key because it's kind of like a key. It does something. It is a key change. It's just like, intuitive. So basically, I have right here a little comment that says I'm going to iterate through the task list, right, the list of tasks, and find the index value or the place value in that list. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Find out where the priority changes from 1 to 2. And priority is a value that I gave these tasks themselves through here, right? Priority is given to a task based on how many days it has to complete. If it has 1 to 3 days to complete, it has a priority of 1. If it has and so forth and so on until greater than 7 days is a priority rating of 3. So it's just another way to visualize and rank these tasks or sort them. So bear with me for those that are following along, but just for those that aren't, I wanted to explain it. Yeah, so when we set priority 1, we're going to find that index value where the priority changes from 1 to 2, right? Because somewhere in our list we go from priority rating 1s up front to priority rating 2s to priority rating 3s. So we want to find out what point does it go from 1 to 2 priority. And so we set this placeholder value, we index in through the list, or we iterate through the list using the enumerate and calling our index and tasks variables. We find out if we put an if the task priority is equal to 2 or it's equal to 3, meaning that if there's no priority rated 2 tasks in our list, we only have 1s and 3s, then we want to set the value of index to that placeholder, because that's the place at which the value changes from 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Now we're going to go ahead and make a copy of the list starting from the beginning of the list up to this value that was held right here, right? This is the index. This holds the index at which that value changes from priority 1 to 2. So we're going to insert that directly into this slice, is what it's called, of our list, from 0 up to that value. And then we're going to iterate through that list and just print that new copy, that copied list. And so this copied list will be all the priority rating 1 tasks. And so we're going to do that same kind of general concept for 2 and for 3. Let me make sure that my girlfriend can get in the gate. We have a gated area here in our apartment, and she needs the access sometimes. Okay, we got time. Cool. So back to where we were. Sorry for that detour. Hopefully, Copter, that helped you kind of pick up to what we were doing here. But Vanch, so let's get back to it here. So you can now add a break statement at the end of the check, at the end, to check if both are not 0. You get me? Break. From there, you can simplify a lot more into almost 1 to 2 statements. I'll work on that while you do this. I'll let you know in Discord. Okay. So we iterate through. If we haven't found a value yet, we continue iterating until we get to a priority 2 and we set the index. Now we've overridden that value, so it's not equal to 0 anymore. So we can't do that. So elif the priority change index finish is equal to 0. We want to continue iterating through, and if we get to a priority rating 3, we save that index and then we break. So then we print. So now let's see if this works. So we have our task here. Let's try it. Yes! Whoa! Bench and Copter and who else helped out with this? Fuad and Marco and Jake B. We clutch. That was huge. Okay, so as you can see, only our priority rating 2 tasks are being displayed. Oh, that is so cool. Okay. Hard work pays off. Okay, here we go. So now let's quickly try to just do that one more time here, but for priority 3. Check Discord for even simpler version. Okay. So, okay, priority 2. So this is what Vanch said. So let's put this over here. So priority 2, we set these to 0 for index task, enumerate task if index is equal to 0 and task priority is equal to 2. Break here will work perfectly. Yeah, I had that and statement before. So we were on the same page there. So you can put and right here to meet the second condition, and then you can make this if statement an and because it's just a second condition that has to pass for this to be true, and then you put break here. Perfect. So that's exactly what we were were on the same. We were using this before, and then we implemented your elif statements here and stuff. So great, awesome. Let's go check that, make sure we have everything good. A break will be worked perfectly as this is sort of meaning 3 is the last thing that being found. It makes more sense to put it here than inside 2. Yes, gotcha. Awesome. I think it works, and we can try it out. Yes, it works. Let's try it out, Vanch. I'll show you here. So I tried it out here. It works. So I'll show you. I'll view task one more time. And as you can see, we're getting go on a run and hang out with friends. And we are getting those 2 back from part 2. So good on us. Awesome. That was really cool. So let's go ahead and just do this one more time then for a priority key rating of 3. So this one should be a little bit easier because we can just start from the back end of the list. So we don't need to start from the front. So elif key is equal to priority underscore 3, right? We want to do the following. We're going to set we just want a start value. We don't need a I'm going to make this more consistent. Start where am I using this? Priority change index at these 3 places. So start, just to keep it more consistent with the other function, or I probably could put these into functions themselves to clean things up, but it's okay. It's the class, so these where things belong anyways. Yeah, Vanch, thanks you for showing me that, and that Python thing you showed me here was really cool. Python Visualizer. This is actually a really good way to show what's actually happening inside the loop. Copter, definitely check out this page in the Discord that Vanch posted, because you can visualize. I mean, maybe try to use just a more basic loop, like um, just do a basic for loop and see what's happening. Uh, but yeah, this is really helpful actually. This is crazy, really neat. So priority three, so we want to take the start value, right, as 0. So we're going to set a start value. And then we are going to enumerate through again. Um, right, we're going to enumerate through, or not enumerate through, we're going to iterate through using the enumerate um, function here to capture the index values of our objects. And then we are going to, if the priority start is equal to, no, we don't need to check if that's assigned yet because it won't be until we get to a task that has 3. So if priority, if tasks dot priority is equal to 3, we want to go ahead and do the following. We want to set the priority index start to this value at the current place we are, this index value, and then we will come back up here, take this code from up here, our list copy code. Paste that here, right? So we make a copy of the list using a slice from, not from here, but from priority start to the end of the list. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making a copy of the list and saving it to this variable list, task list copy. I'm taking the list itself, class.tasks, right? I have to access um, the class method, the list itself in the class tasks, and then I'm going to use this slice here to make a customized list here from the index value of priority rating 3 to the end of the list, and then we're gonna, for every task, we'll print those. So now let's go ahead and save that up, and then let's run here, and we have one priority rating 3 task. So if we run this code and press 1 here, and view, this should show us the 2. So let's exit and put priority underscore 3 here. And let's go ahead and run this one more time. And let's view, we should see just one task. Final project. Boom, boom, boom. All right. That is really good. That feels good. Feels good. So now what we can do is we have the ability to display these tasks in various filter methods. So we can actually allow the user to do that themselves. So let's go ahead and try to implement that here. No, not that. This guy. Here we go. So in our main function here, we want to display tasks. So let's call sort. We want to sort tasks before we display. We want to run let's do display tasks, right? What time is it? I'm on the West Coast PST time, so it's 9:15 p.m. for me. So we're gonna make a function here called display tasks, or right, and then inside of this we're gonna call this function here. So so let's go ahead and define this. I don't want this guy. So def display tasks 11:15. Oh, cool. Nice, man. Display tasks. So we're going to get a user input using the input function. This will be would \n how do I want to format this? 11:15 a.m. Oh wow. Oh, yeah, you're in Thailand, right? Um, uh, so we want to do input. Please select select from. Let's do I can't decide. Please select from the following options. Right, and then I guess we'll just do this for now. We'll keep this open. This is going to be display show view all tasks, view all tasks, right? Then we're going to do a 2 here. We need to put a new line here, new line here, new line here, 2 view filter tasks, right? With a new line. Hey JavaScript, appreciate you joining. Your name is new, and so I appreciate you joining. I wanted to say hello. Thanks for coming tonight. This is ran in the terminal currently, but I will be. We talked about it in the chat yesterday in my previous stream, getting some ideas from people, and they would like to see me implement this into a UI format using tkinter module library, whatever. So I will be doing that next after I kind of get through everything with this first portion. We're almost done with the overall program. It's pretty solid so far. But yeah, feel free to follow along if you are interested in following along a Python learning Python journey with me and someone similar in a beginner's situation trying to teach themselves. So filter tasks. So we're gonna say if user input is equal to 1, right? We are going to we need to set this to a while loop though, right? We need to keep this running consistently. So if user input is equal to 1, we want to just task dot display task with no key, right? Because it will run by default and just print all. Elif user input is equal to quote 2, we are going to run filter tasks. Right? I guess we'll just keep prompting with it. I usually don't like to do menu inside like maybe another function here. So I'll do filter tasks here. So def filter tasks is going to be given so we're going to say while true, and then we're going to do break here, break here. So while true, how's your guys' evening going, JavaScript? Copter, how you guys doing tonight? You guys do anything cool today? Hope you guys are having a good day so far. So while true, let's take our user input again. We can just copy this over. User input equals this. How would filter parameters so filter parameters, number one is going to be view all priority one tasks. Right. So we'll bring this down. This priority 3 tasks. We'll say view. Actually, I just woke up. It's around 12:22 a.m. I wake up at night and sleep in the day. Oh, like a bat or a vampire. Why do you have a job that makes you have to take nights? Hey, Bossotron. Dude, you didn't iterate the while loop. You just lost like 70% performance. What the? Am I supposed to? What do you mean iterate? Am I supposed to? Is that just a joke? Am I actually doing something wrong? I don't know. How you doing, Bossotron? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. So view priority 3 tasks. So if user input is equal to I plus equals to 1, but you're not there yet. GK, great job, man. I'm just lying. Oh, it's just a joke? Or what is, Jacob, what do you mean I plus equals to 1? Oh, you're a student in uni. So do you not have like classes like in person in the day? So if user input is equal to 1, we want to go ahead and run task.display task with a key value of priority underscore 1, right? Then let's go ahead and copy this down twice. 2, 2, 3, 3. Just keep going at it. Nothing bad is going on. Okay. All right. So you guys are throwing me like red herrings. I'm a novice, and so if you guys tell me I'm doing something wrong, I think I'm doing something wrong. Take your guys' word for it. I'm gullible. Gullible's on the ceiling. All right, so now what this will do is this will print those tasks each time. So I'm learning Python myself, but no Java and C++. That's really cool. You only use I plus equals to 1 when you need to use the value from the while loop itself. Oh, I plus equals to 1, so while true. So would it be like, here, I'll just do it down here. Would it be like, I've seen some people do it like while true, is it like for I in lists, right? I plus equals to 1 for each one in the loop or something like that? What does that mean? Like if you were iterating through a list. So what does the I represent in this case? What does the variable I represent? Just keep going. Yeah, campus is empty at night. I would go to the library a lot at night before it would close when it was quiet and just dead. I would get a lot of work done, just grind through from like 7 until about 9 or 9:30, maybe 10 if I was going late, and just push through kind of in that late. So okay, so sorry, I'm getting behind here on chat. You guys are like I like this. You guys are interacting here. This is awesome. Feel free to follow along the channel, and if you guys want to continue to interact. I also posted just created a Discord because in my last stream you guys really wanted to interact offline with me and with each other and create a community of beginners and just not beginners but programmers in general. So I created a Discord in the community tab with the link of my in the community tab for this channel with the link. So go check that out. Okay, so Jacob says if you're iterating through a list while I is less than 10. Oh, okay, yeah, so I get what you're saying. So, like, if we were wanting to do something a certain number of times, right? So, if we were wanting to say, okay, while I is less than 10, meaning that I is less than 10 times. So, what I've done for this before is I've done something like, I've done like count equals 10, and then I would do like count plus minus 1, or right, or not, sorry, what is it, plus equals or minus equals 1, right, when I would need to change the count like for the loop. So with the while loop, that's if you have a specific count, right? If you're wanting to do something an arbitrary number of times that may change, you would want to use the while loop for while that is still going on. Okay, I got you. Does that make sense? I think hopefully I'm saying that right. It's more like while I is less than 5 is something do I plus equals 1. So it's a counter. It's like an I. I is an object in the list, index for I, A, B, C. You didn't try it. So you understand. All right, Bosso, just coming in here and saying you just got the dictionary on you. You know everything. That's super awesome, man. So this says, I gotta hop off right now. Just got some helpful people in the chat right now. Have fun. Yeah, man, Vance, thanks for stopping in, man. It was really awesome talking with you, and have a good rest of your day, man. Feel free to follow along so we can connect again in the future. I'd love to hang out again. Hello, KLDAS, long name. I'm just coding for fun here and just learning, teaching myself. So if you have anything want to input, and feel free. And we're just kind of creating a community of programmers of all different skill levels. Feel free to join the Discord in my community tab on the channel. We're all just super friendly so far, and kind of grow this channel and community of just people that want to learn and are independent students and learners. Okay, so we set the filter task here. Now, um, else we want to continue. Elif else. So right now, for the people that are new, we are working on a task tracker app that I've been working on for the past few weeks, little by little. Nice, keep it up. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words, KLD. Do you have a name I could, like an acronym? I'll just call you KLD for short. But appreciate the kind words and thanks for stopping in. It was nice to, yeah. You have any questions? Awesome, boss. So thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for joining the Discord. I'll be sure to let you know if I need any assistance here. Okay, so we have these loops set up to where we can display the tasks. So let's go back up to the top here and let's remove this guy. So now we should sort the tasks, run the display tasks, which will do this. If the user enters 2, we'll run filter tasks, which is this. And yeah, so I don't think I need the break statement after the function. I'm pretty sure that will stop. Do you need? So we have no way of getting back to the main menu though, right? Or it will go back actually when you after you display the task. So let's just go ahead and try it out now. We have some tasks in here loaded up. So let's run. Let's go ahead and clear the terminal so we can see. All right, so let's go ahead and try this out. So we'll go in and we will press 3 to view the tasks. We're prompted with this. Please select from the following options. So we have some spacing here we need to clear up. So let's go here. We don't need new line here. Don't need new line here. We do want new line there. Okay, like so. So now let's just Control C, let's clear out. Right, let's go ahead and run here. View. Ooh, what did that do that for? Did I mess up the wrong? Oh yeah, here we go. Need to remove this guy here. And I'll remove this guy here. Okay, so now if we clear this, let's try that one more time. Oop, wrong file. All right, so we'll view the tasks. All right, if we press 1, we should get every task in the list. Cool. Code, clean, Modelon. Why did you choose Python? Yeah, I honestly just kind of, it was, I'm like every other beginner. What should you learn? How should you code? I have a Bachelor of Science in in human biology and chemistry. Graduated from a state school in the Midwest about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years. And I've been working as a formulation chemist in the Bay Area for since I graduated. I got a job right out of school, and yeah, so I've been working as a formulation chemist here for a biotech company, and I wanted to learn Python so I could manipulate some of my data and stuff I do in my everyday work, and maybe do some serum matrix blending, using algorithms and things like that to come up with a blend that would work to meet various parameters for analytical purposes and things like that. I think would be really interesting. and something that I actually do work on in my profession. So, but I am very interested in computer science and learning. I'm considering even going back to school for a Bachelor of Science in CS and going back to maybe my alma mater, or maybe doing Western Governors University and getting some subsidy through like tuition reimbursement at my employment, or uh, I want to just keep learning. I just take math classes and code after work pretty much every day. So just like doing this. All right, so if we now view all tasks works. So now if we do filter tasks, we have filter parameters here, and so let's see. Let's view. Press 1. We got go on anything else for the project 3. Okay, so that did not work, unfortunately. Uh, view priority 1 task. Why did that not work? We should only see code and clean. Task.display task key priority 1. All right. Why did that not work? Semicolons and brackets are just much better. Python sucks because it doesn't got any long-lived JavaScript. Yeah, that's funny. Hamza, thanks for joining. I appreciate you stopping by. Okay, so why didn't this work? Task display task priority 1. So that one worked. That one doesn't. That one does. So why does priority 1... Why did my priority 1 break? Display tasks. So why is my priority 1 not working here? Oh, I think it's because I changed this. Hey Titus, how you doing? Appreciate you stopping by. Okay, so why did my priority 1 function stop working? So if I sort by 2, I get the priority 2 task. If I sort by priority 3, I get the priority 3 task. But if I sort by priority 1, I'm returning priority 1 and 2 tasks. Why? Make sure my girlfriend is able to get in. Okay. So why is priority 1 tasks not working? All right. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord we just created for the channel and for the stream, for everybody to collaborate and talk, I created a Discord. It's on the community tab in this channel for a link. Just we can use that as a way to all chat offline and share projects and resources for learning. Cool. So anyone know why priority 1 is not working here? Why? So let me just, I need to add in a new line here, new option to input here. Oh no, I need to not do that. I need to put break statements here. So we break out of this, break out of this, we break out of this. We'll go back into here after we break out of filter tasks, and we'll display. Okay. So now if we Control C this, clear, and bring this up and run here. 1, view tasks. We can view all the tasks. Okay, now if we filter and filter by priority 1 tasks, still getting priority 1 and 2. Why is that? So if we view tasks, filter tasks, view priority 2 tasks, we get those. So why is our method not working here? We got a lot of people talking here. Okay, to be honest, PyCharm does rule if you're doing everything in Python, but for generating it doesn't matter much. PyCharm tutorial, our code is not bad. Wait, how the coding tutorial. Those breaks are unnecessary. So I want to break out of this loop because I have a loop here. I want to break out so we go back to the main menu. That's why I have those there. If 2 works right compared to your 1 function. So, right, 2. So priority index start for index. Priority 1. Am I spelling it right? Priority 1. Yes. I don't see anything wrong. That's the problem. Is I'm not seeing anything wrong, but obviously it's me that's a problem here. So we set this. Delete these. The only thing I changed was I changed this to start to be more aligned with everything else. So maybe let me just change that back. I don't know why that would have changed something, but that was the only thing I did differently. So let me exit the program here. Let me run. Yes, let's view, filter 1 tasks. No, it's still not working. Ugh. So put those back. I would never guess you're a chemist. Yeah, I've not a lot of people do. um, why I don't get why isn't this working? Let me just exit, clear, run, or run, 1, 3, 2, 1. No. So if I view the task list, I can view all the tasks. That works fine. If I view the task list, I can filter tasks. I can filter by 2. That shows me all the 2 tasks. I filter tasks. I can view. That shows me all the 3 tasks. View, filter, view all. Now, view 1. This shows me 1 through 2. So is it happening? The only place I can think of to where it is messing up is in your other functions you check if the key is in your other functions you check if the key is priority 3 is different, and that's where you end. But the priority 1 function, okay, yes. Oh, so it's overriding. So yes, that's what I need to do. So exactly. Thank you, Jacob. You got it. So because it's overriding that loop over and over, just like we talked about in the past, I need to identify if priority index start is equal to 0 here as well. So if it would be like this. So we get tabbed in one more time. If priority index start is equal to 0, do the following. Continue looping and do that. A lot of chats here, guys. Okay, here. Press Windows. Okay, so if I have so this is, this should be finish. This is not start, this is finish. Exactly, so this should not be, this should be finish, and then this should be finish as well. So now that should work. 1, view tasks, let's filter tasks. Oh, no. Can I access local variable? Okay, so oh yeah, I need to change that up front too. Finish up here. Cool. So now that's all those places. Oh, I don't think I changed it up here from the very start, and that's why it wasn't working. We haven't set it. So I don't actually think I need this. I think I can move this back and make that here. So now that should work. Let's run. Yes. View tasks. Filter task 1. No! Okay, maybe I do need that after all. Command Z. Command Z. So if we haven't found a value yet, loop through. We found a value, change, set it, and do the rest. Okay, so now let's try that. Okay, so sorry, I'm not getting caught up here. You can print line 88, make sure you're executing the line of code you're trying to. '88. Line 88. My priority 2 function though, I don't need a start value because I'm starting from 0. That's the I guess yeah, so it would be 0, right? So let's just try this out. So now let's run this. Yes, view, filter, boom, perfect. Oh yeah, we got Modelon in there too. Awesome. Let me make sure my girlfriend can get in. Better. All right. So we're in the cave. Hold on, let me let my girlfriend know I'm streaming. All right. Thank you to everybody that's in here. I really appreciate you guys joining. Make sure to follow along if you want to continue watching and supporting and working together and collaborating and learning together. Every a lot of times during the week I'll be streaming, and then make sure to check out the Discord and the community tab. Oh no, I graduated college back in the end of 2021 with a bachelor's of science in human biology and chemistry. I'm a formulation chemist is my profession currently. Um, I'm 25. So I do look pretty young. Uh, my piece, I just have the M3 Pro MacBook Pro with upgraded to the 36 gigabytes of RAM, and I have the not the base M3 Pro, but the upgraded M3 Pro, but not the Max M3. I spent a pretty penny on it, not gonna lie. Okay, so our task list is working accordingly. Hold on, let me make sure she can get. Okay, cool. Yeah, I spent a good chunk of change on the map, but I will genuinely say, without a doubt, I this has been my favorite laptop computer I've ever owned. I had a 3070 gaming PC before this that I sold. I used to game a lot, but I got some carpal tunnel pretty bad in my wrists because I was a pretty heavy gamer growing up. I spent a lot of my life playing video games and kind of just have grown out of it and become bored with pretty much every video game. I'll occasionally go back and play the OG zombies and Black Ops and stuff. But I just am not interested in playing games nowadays. I much rather, learn some skills like play guitar or code or learn math, take some math classes. I don't know. I'm all about valuable time. But if you have valuable time playing video games, that's great for you as well. Okay. I'll check Discord. See, I'll see the. No, no. I'm actually pretty medium income for the area. I live in a very high cost of living area, so I'm pretty middle of the road actually. Um, U College. Sorry, there's so many chats. I keep missing what I'm doing. I make like things for hospitals. So like whatever you go to test against for like a disease, you have to test like a control value to make sure that your test is running appropriately and calibrated properly. I make those control values. So it comes in little vials, but I make big sources that get filled into little vials. But I make those controls that test for like diabetes or drug tests, pregnancy tests, all those kind of things you have to verify against a value. I make those verification values. So pretty cool stuff, actually. I help people get diagnosed. Okay, so I'm motor in Discord. Okay, great, Copter. You look like you use an obscure Linux distro and a software interpreter that develops and launches 4 new website per week to be Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not sure, honestly, JavaScript, what any of that means, but if you were roasting me, I'll take it. I don't know. Okay, so what's your benchmarks? I don't know my benchmarks. I've never really pushed it, but I say that it's my favorite because I'd be able to take it. I've never had a laptop like this before, but hey, my dog just got home and my girlfriend. Hey, all right. Let me see here. Hey, Sky, hold on. I gotta read in the chat here. Ninth grade. Sorry, you guys are chatting so much. Okay, Smitty. MacBook, what's your benchmark, Domo? Uh, i9 Ryzen, nice. Sixth grade, cool. Learning Python, fourth grade, keep it up, show your math. Does priority 2 tasks include priority task 1 or just priority task 2? No, so priority task 2 are just with days to complete that are due between 4 to 6 days, and then 7 and plus are priority 3. Priority 1 is 1 to 3. So let's go ahead and demonstrate this project from start here before I sign off here. So I'll go ahead and run the code here. We'll enter the project. We'll press view. As you can see, we have no tasks in our list, or view all, and we have no tasks. So we will, I need to add a way to get back to the main menu there. But so let's add a new task. We need to code Python, and then with days to complete, 1 day. Let's add a new task. Let's make this mow the lawn. We have 5 days to complete this, and then let's add a new task. Let's say we have final project, and then we have 10 days to complete this. So we'll view the tasks, we'll view all tasks, and that views all. And then we will, so actually I need to add, like I said, to get out of that. So let's quickly, we'll add that later. So as you can see, everything's filtering. We can edit a task list. We can remove a task as we get every task that's given here. We can remove task 3. It removes the task. We can go back to the main menu, view the task list, view all tasks. As you can see, task 3 was removed. Need to add that back to menu function for that part there. But we can edit the task list. Again, edit a task property. Let's edit the first one. Let's make this new task name for editing the task name. And then let's edit the days to complete to 100s or 1,000, so this should move it to the end of the list. We go to the main menu, we view the task list, view all, we'll do view task, view all, and as you can see, View all. Where did that go? View task, filter task, model line. 2, priority code Python. View tasks. Okay. So let's Control C here. Clear. And then let's quickly add in to this portion here. Display tasks, this breaks right here. So now if we run this again, run, add a task, clean, 1, add a task, code, 5, add a task, eat, 10. Now we view all of those, view all tasks. We see all of them. Now if we view all tasks, filter task, view priority rating 1, we get clean. View all tasks, filter tasks, view priority rated 2 tasks, we get code. View all tasks, filter tasks, view priority 3 tasks, we get priority 3 tasks. So then we can edit a task parameter, edit task property, edit task 1, new name. Days to complete would be 100. Let's go main menu. Let's view task list. View all tasks. Code. So for some reason the editing task list isn't working properly. So edit task property, edit code, task title, new task title. If I go main menu there, view tasks. So that edited it. So if you edit the task title and the if you edit the task title and the due date within the same menu sequence, it's not working properly. So we do need to come get that next time. So that would be edit task property here. So this because it's only updating the task to edit, days to edit complete, not the title here. So we need to add in that the title changes as well. Okay, cool. All right, so that gives us something to work on next time, but we were successfully able to implement filtration of our filter aspect for this task list, filtering the priority ratings of 1, 2, and 3. This is the code we implemented today. So we added a key parameter to our display task method. We set the key default parameter to just printing the task. If it was overridden with 1, we filtered out all the priority 1 tasks and printed those. If it was 2, we iterated through and filtered out all the priority 2s. And if it was priority rated 3, we did the same for 3. So that is going to do it for me today, guys. I appreciate you joining. We've got 119 views total today, so another great stream. Feel free to join the Discord that I made so everybody can collaborate and we can all talk offline and continue to share resources. I will be posting this task tracker to GitHub so we can all view the code in our own IDEs, and you can fork it and do whatever you'd like with it from there, and just learn and study it if you want to, if that is what you wish. But I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. I'll probably stream tomorrow as well. It's an everyday thing, so thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. If I wait 30 seconds.